live. Here we are, live in Canada. I have to say that again when you get back into camera. You gonna come over here?
You stole my line.
We're doing a podcast.
I probably look absolutely insane right now.
What? You look warm and dry and comfortable. It looks great. You're going on this side?
Don't go too far.
I don't know. Which way are we going? I was like, this way. There we go. I thought I was standing over. Okay, so we got from my camera. There we are. I think we're good now. All right.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
My microphone, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fix your...
I can only zip up so far.
Fix your
It's
mic.
Canadian. It's Canadian open.
All right. Great.
Nice.
Where are we?
Well, here we are in North Vancouver.
North Vancouver.
Yeah, this is North Vancouver.
Guys, I have no idea where we are.
Yeah, it's funny. I should have. We're in a neighborhood. Starts with a D. Darn it. Dunsonere?
Some village.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it
a
like-
lovely little beach town with a bougie ass supermarket to get really yummy food at.
Yeah, one thing
That's how it
about
started out.
us is like when we get in the van, we go places. I am fully passenger princess. I have no idea where we are, like at any point of.
We
any
are in
given
Canada,
day.
though. We are in Canada. It's an independent country. It's really great. It's a little cold here sometimes, but a lot of times there's a lot of fun things to do in the cold.
Yeah, it's actually not that cold right now.
No,
I
not
just
too
knew
bad.
that we would be like out in the rain. That's why I'm wearing gloves and
Should we talk
everything
about?
that I'm wearing.
Should we talk about why I, as a matter of pride, can't even put a hat on right now?
As a matter of pride?
Oh, what did we just witness on the way down from Cypress Mountain?
Oh yeah, you need to tell that story.
So, we're supposed to be snowboarding today before doing this podcast or whatever, but the weather is kind of like a giant cloud of rain and fog very shortly above us. So we decided that we were going to quit. We're coming down though. We're coming back from the mountain down to this lovely beach, and I shit you not, Canadian garbage truck driving down a mountain road in a foggy, rainy, cold day. This guy is just out back, standing on his little platform, holding on, just enjoying the fucking view, man. It was amazing. And I was like driving, I was like, oh my God, I have to get a picture of this guy. I'm trying to get a picture. And then as we come around to that epic view, man, he fucking takes off his hat and just gives the most fucking Fabio hair wave, checks out the view. Just fuck yeah, Canada,
Yeah, we'll see how those.
So I can't wear a hat for this. I'd feel like such a wimp is what it comes down to.
We'll see how those photos turn out, and I'll insert it into the video.
Yeah. It's mostly going to be out of focus, but that's the clarity that I got by watching that guy enjoying life, I have to say. I hope this is one of those I don't know if this was the topic. We don't even know what the topic is yet, really. But if the topic is, just life experiences, having a crappy job that you can just fucking enjoy to its fullest at the once in a while it's a formative experience. I just enjoyed watching this young man, just zero safety, just pure enjoying his job. It's cold out. He's enjoying the view, picking up the garbage in the fancy neighborhoods. Well, anyways.
Yeah, so why don't we tell just our whole weekend experience being in Canada. So we left work on Tuesday night.
Yep.
And just headed straight for the border.
Because it's straight for the border. Well,
that sounds kind of funny.
If you put a timestamp on when this video is happening, there's a lot of heading for the border that might be desired.
Yeah.
But yeah, boy, talk about old man right when we got here too. That was great. Well, I don't know. We're supposed to go snowboarding. It's supposed to be great because it's
so we got here. We got here around 10 p.m. on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah, about exactly 10.
Rolled into our RV camping spot.
Shout out Capilano River RV Park,
Yeah,
our favorite spot right there under the bridge.
We've stayed there twice now. We stayed
down
there.
by the river and under the bridge.
Yeah, we stayed there on New Year's Eve.
We did.
And now we're back. And our whole grand plan was that we were going to stay the night on Tuesday night and then wake up Wednesday morning and go to Cypress Mountain.
Which was going to be so sick.
Yeah, but then
Fresh
we
pow.
drove up there and the weather was not the best.
Very
because
northwesty.
I'm still very new to snowboarding, and so we wanted to have not perfect conditions, but good enough conditions where I wouldn't be absolutely miserable.
Yeah. It was
So we got up there and it was so
miserable.
windy and rainy. And it was not pleasant. Do you want to tell them about your experience in the parking lot?
No, I don't want to shout out the parking lot. Well, paid parking at ski areas, baloney. And drop-off area rules, fine. I don't want to. I love Cypress ski area. I would like
We love Cypress.
Sponsorship. It's
We
in
love
town.
you, Cypress.
It's next to the beach. It's fucking great.
But I
Parking's
went
for
in there
real.
and I asked like guest services if I could like come back tomorrow instead.
Because tomorrow is going to be a much better day, potentially.
And tomorrow meaning today. So yesterday it was fun because we kind of just like waltzed around, you know.
There's a lot of waltzing
Canada.
around. Yeah, we waltzed around. Canada.
I don't know, we putzed around.
turns out waltzing's really big up here now.
You know what I mean.
No, I know. Yeah, it was great. It was
Where
great.
did we go yesterday?
Well, yesterday we went to, just because we were waltzing around with nothing to do, we just drove up to Squamish, had a nice coffee with an amazing donut. That was awesome.
Dude, that donut was so good.
Yeah. And then we went to Whistler for lunch. Hit the furniture
Like you
shop.
do.
You like you do, yeah. Didn't go skiing because it was still raining, and there's $300 lift tickets there. So,
And then we went to the rec center.
yeah.
And we
Canadian
sat
Rec
in the,
Center.
And we sat in the hot tub for a little while, and we met
Like
this
2 hours.
really rad New Zealand woman who was traveling to Canada with her partner, and
They had quit their jobs for a year. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Pretty sweet. Didn't get a van. Well, they got a truck and a camper.
yeah,
Purchased it when they got here for just crushing a year. I think that sounds amazing.
yeah, that was really cool.
I think they're gonna have a wonderful time. I gave them all my like rec center tech tips because I kind of am a connoisseur. I'll have a side podcast, side channel someday about Canadian rec centers and the benefits that each of them have. It's been a big part of my life, and I really enjoy that. So that was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. It's like I wasn't expecting the rec center to be like that massive.
Dude, that's one of the tinier ones. That's an old one.
That's a
I'm
small
telling
one?
you. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to dropping my notes, but I could really do some reviews on Canadian Rec Center. The way we ended up talking to that lady is because she heard me describing the other rec center.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
know.
dude, that sounds amazing. The water slide, come on.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. I so wish that I had access to something like that when I was like living in the van, like in Seattle, you know?
Yeah, legit.
That would've
Actually, that's
changed
that's
my
funny.
life.
See, this is back to dirtbag van life combo.
Yeah.
Like me, I've done a lot of dirtbagging, and the Canadian rec centers of all of Western Canada are, for one, well known to me, and two, they're better than like just okay. It's not like just survival, like going to Planet Fitness to take a shower and
Right,
pretend to
yeah.
work out. Like
Yeah.
you can work out, you can play racquetball, you might catch a hockey game.
Yeah, there's
They
just
might
so
have a
much
water slide.
to do.
Yeah,
It's not just
This
like
would-
the one thing.
promise, Knuckles, boom, pow. We're gonna have to visit more rec centers and give them,
For sure.
It'll be fun. It'll be very fun for me to take you to these places, and you can give a first-time review.
Sarah's review of rec centers.
Yeah,
and-
because I already have my reviews, and I'll only take you to the best of them, because they're
Right.
awesome.
No, it was really cool. It was like, as we were pulling in, he was just like, just so you know, it's not fancy. It's a rec center.
It's a
And
rec
I'm
center.
like, no, I fully realize that it's a rec center. But as someone who doesn't normally go to rec centers, and the only rec centers that I've really been to are in like teeny tiny small towns in Colorado.
Well, let's just talk about America versus Canada here, real
That-
quick on today.
That's so true.
Yeah, we don't
as
have
well.
rec centers, man. Especially
No.
the benefit of these rec centers is they're in like, for one, we're in Vancouver. We're in North Vancouver. One of my favorite ones is real close to here. It's got a skate park. It's amazing. They're in all the small towns. Like,
Yeah.
we're supposed to be taking this country over? Well, come on. I don't understand.
Oh my God. Providence
but-
actually gives a shit about the people who live there.
Yeah.
And the
But
and,
so
like,
van
getting-
lifing versus dirtbagging, when you're in Canada, you can turn your dirtbagging experience. That's why I'll say one of the coolest places to see if you're a fan of like camper vehicles and camper vans. You just go to the rec center in whatever town you're in Canada. You're going to see all the cool ones. like super nice. It's just a great tour of like, oh, look at that guy's truck. Look at his,
Yeah.
you know, it's super fun. So I'm, yeah, more thoughts on that.
Big fan of rec centers.
All right.
Big fan.
All right. Nice. Man. All right. Well.
So that was yesterday, and then we kind of like wandered around and tried to find some. Well, we got some food first. We got some food first.
Yeah.
Before we drove around and tried to look for somewhere to camp.
We were coming in late for the camp.
We were coming in late for the camp.
Late.
But
turned out okay though.
One of like the best things about doing that though, especially with you, that I've realized is like when we get into a super late like camp spot or whatever, and we wake up in the morning and realize where you actually are.
Yeah, it's kind of like bonus surprise.
That's amazing. We woke up this morning
Dude.
and I was shocked to see like where we are, because again,
Side
I have
benefits.
no idea where we are, and I'm not looking at a map. I'm not looking.
Not only you have no idea where we are. When I was driving and finding that spot, it was like the stormiest of
yeah, it was
storm.
like rainy.
You know, you're probably scared with me
gross.
driving. I'm sure a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But when we got that,
it's okay. I'm a
when we
very
get
good
in
driver.
At nighttime, and it's like that, we basically just like park and we go to sleep. And when I woke up this morning, it was like we were parked right next to this beautiful body of water and mountains and rivers, and we could hear like the seals.
Like for a bonus late night, can't even see at camp spot. That was pretty sick.
That was so cool.
Kind of made me feel bad for not just like getting out and building a fire in the rain like late at night. Because remember when we pulled in, actually, it was like a full Pacific Northwest storm day, storm night,
it was.
windy, rainy, dark. You know, we should tell a scary story about it. But when we pulled into that campground, there were at least 2 other or maybe 3 people actually having campfires in that storm. That was awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely. Well, it's fun.
We're going back. We're going back to that spot in the nicer weather.
Yeah,
at some point.
it's so fun to like go to all these spots like in the winter and then realize that we could come back in the summer and it will be completely different. Like you get to experience all of these things, but in like different seasons.
Yeah, it's kind of, I would consider it like planning almost too. I mean,
yeah, for
normally
sure.
I like to get actual snowboarding involved, but since snowboarding just kind of was gonna suck, this is a great, this is great tourism. There's the park we rode our bikes on last year, that actually technically was
like
last
a month
year.
ago.
A month ago, New Year's, yeah. It's so we're just
That's very
pre-planning
cool.
like cool places to go,
Yeah, very cool. And so then we woke up this morning to said really rad camping spot, and
Had
then
to take some landscape photos.
some landscape. Got the telephoto
Ding.
lens out.
Hey, you know where to come for your landscape photo gear.
No, we didn't. Shout out Noah.
Oh, Noah, I wanted to take a bird photo.
Yeah, we saw beautiful birds,
That was
and
birds, yep.
we couldn't quite capture.
Actually, I just took a bird photo on the way in here. I just realized, hey man, I'm a birder now. Oh man, I can't wait to post this bird photo now. Oh, I'm gonna come hard. I'm gonna be like birds. I'm gonna hashtag
Oh, yeah.
bird life. Fuck, give you all the what are all the
Hashtag
bird
Robin Wild. Out in the wild.
Robin Wild bird life. Okay, so
Okay,
anyways,
anyway. So then,
got a little landscaping, got a little wildlife.
yeah,
in.
and so we're like, okay, today's the day. We're gonna go snowboarding. Today's the day.
Today's the day.
And so-
actually, I mean, you gotta admit, where we woke up, it was cloudy,
Oh, it was
but beautiful, and not rainy.
Like no wind, no rain, just like a cold, cloudy, February morning in
such
Canada.
high hopes.
And so we were like, okay, let's just drive to Cyprus and see what it's like.
It wasn't
And
even let's just drive. I mean, that's what I was doing. We were going to
Yeah.
Cyprus. It was going to be a great day.
Yeah, it was gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
Which we are having a great day.
Oh, I forgot.
But we
are.
drive up, and as we're driving up, I feel like it's like raining on and off on our way up there, and we're like, okay, this is fine. But as we're like driving up, the fog starts to get thicker and thicker.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how's my fake optimism?
So good. We're like driving up, and Jimmy's just like, okay. What? Once we get up to the top, we're gonna drive right through this cloud, and then it's gonna be
straight to the top.
sunshine on the other side.
Just springtime and beautiful.
And I'm in the passenger seat, being like, "You right?
It's totally okay to be. I do not believe you.
No, because I felt bad because like I want to go snowboarding too, but I don't want to be like complaining about the weather. Like,
Dude, this was legit miserableness. So miserable that I'm actually going to pick up my camera and put it under the log.
yeah,
Don't let me leave that at the end of the day.
good.
But yeah, so I was trying to come up with positives. As soon as we got there, I'm like, okay, let's pull out the webcam. Let me see if there's sun at the top of the lifts. And I'm like, look at that, there's sun. And you're like, oh, that's the lights turned on. I'm like, ugh.
I'm like, do they have the lights turned on?
Yeah, that's not
No.
sunshine. That's not sunshine. That's halogen. Anyways,
Yeah.
didn't work out. So now here we are.
So we came down here.
This beach that we still have, we forgot to figure out the name for, but it's in North Vancouver. You
Yeah,
can see right
it's a
over there, there's
beautiful beach.
Vancouver, there's Stanley Park, there's the Lionsgate Bridge. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool. It's beautiful.
I think it's a neat bridge. I've ridden my bike over it. We should ride, over in the summertime, we'll ride bikes across it just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Yeah. But should we do a podcast? What are we going to talk about today on the beach, out in the wild? I mean, we already went into bird photography. So, I mean, should we just start that?
Bird photography.
Yeah. You repping camera brands for bird photography? No, we should probably not do it. Let's do something else. What do you want to talk about? We talk about that all the time.
Yeah. Well.
Do you want to try this? One of these random old questions I
Oh
had?
my god! You just pulled that right out of your pocket.
Right out of my pocket. I mean, I got the whole notebook. But do you want to see a random question?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
These are some random questions we came up with, or I came up with, or I've asked friends and
do you wanna
acquaintances
answer
for.
a throwback to the episode 1? No, I think that was episode 2.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to answer it first?
Oh, man, I couldn't remember what I said that time even. I mean, no, technically. but like, I feel like it's only fair for me to be like, yes, I would.
Okay,
but...
then you ask me the question.
Okay,
and
sweet.
I'll
I get to
answer
ask you a question. Deep. Are you who thought you... I knew I'd mess that up. No editing, yo. All right. Are you who you thought you would be when you grew up? I mean, I guess the side question is there, do you consider yourself grown up?
Oh, wow.
I might have a hot take or two on that.
You might have a hot take or two on that, yeah.
Sub question.
To answer that, do I feel like I'm grown up? Some days, yes. Other days, no.
Nice.
For sure.
What do you do on those grown up days? You just like
Just all of the things where I'm like...
do your laundry?
Yeah, like, adulting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's more so the days that I realize...
That is a term, adulting. How long has that been a term around? Like, back like 50 years ago, did people have to say like, oh, I got to do the adulting?
No.
They just got into life. Now we're all like, dude, it's fucking 47 subscription bills you got to take care of.
Yeah, I would say it's the things that I have to do that make me realize, oh, I have to do this because nobody else will do it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
Which I guess is like kind of everything in life.
It
But
really is. Now we've gotten down to like existential nature of like, should you get out of bed?
Yeah,
you
that's
probably got
true.
some. You probably got some hot takes on that one too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I feel, yeah. But I don't know. When I was younger, I feel like it depends on what age we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean
too,
that's a good point.
because-
That's a sub question. Okay, let's say
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask this question like the youngest you can think of it. When
Okay.
you were a little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old.
Okay, yeah.
And then also I want to ask the question when you're like solid like maybe 8th or 9th grade. Like middle school, the beginning of high school, end of middle school. You're definitely a teenager. You're definitely like you do know that the world exists and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I feel like I was never that kid who was just like, I want to be this when I grow up. Like it's always just been like, I'm just kind of
Superman.
living. Like when I was super young, probably like 3rd, 4th grade, I
Yeah.
wanted to be a teacher
Oh yeah.
because I loved my teacher. And I feel like that's a very normal thing.
I think
around
that's
that
a very
age.
normal thing around that age because the only adult you know is your teacher, and a lot of times in
Yeah.
3rd or 2nd, 3rd grade, your teacher's cool, man.
Yeah, my teacher was rad. And I
Yeah.
had the same elementary school teacher for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because she was working on her master's degree and she had to teach every grade going up.
Dude,
And
wow.
so it was cool. Like as a class, we all stayed together for those 3 years, and it was very special. And I always think about that all the time.
That's actually really cool for whoever that teacher was as well.
Yeah.
Because they had like it's so funny because, I went to grade school with my own kids and saw how the teacher-kid interaction works. It's when you get a good combo with a rad teacher who's stoked with a good group of kids, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
That
was cool.
That poor, was it a lady or a guy? Like
a lady.
A lady. That poor lady, when your first 3 years, when you guys all left her, she was probably like, damn, I miss those guys.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was also probably like, just in a group sadness of like, oh, I'm just sending them on now and I don't get to see. I've been like working with them for 3 years, from little kids to like 5th grade. Aw.
She had to see us off to middle school.
Yeah. Well, did she make you write on a paper like what you want to be when you grow up?
Probably.
I bet that seems like something.
Man, yeah.
We didn't check the archives for this before we.
Yeah, probably.
Damn it.
But then as I was like.
You can edit that in if you go find that drawing.
But like as I was growing up, I started to like think about all the things that like I could see myself doing, and like always photography was involved in that in some way, shape, or form. But
God, that's so cool. I just want to like, because we've talked about this before. Like I didn't realize that till later in life that it was even a like kind of job or an option.
Yeah.
Like how young do you think you realized that?
Probably like 8th grade.
8th grade, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade. Because I always had a camera. Like I got my first camera when I was probably around that age.
I guess 7th and 8th grade is too, like that's also a super important photography moment for most people because it's also when you're like, hey, do you want to be on the yearbook? And do you want to be on the student newspaper or whatever? Yeah, so actually that's kind of funny. I kind of realized that about then too.
Yeah, but
I
didn't
take
know.
it seriously.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly what that meant.
Yeah.
You know? And then, of course, when I was in high school, I thought about joining the military. And I thought about being in the Air Force and being like one of those aerial photographers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
insane. Like, no
how'd you like the drive on the road last night?
It was scary.
Yeah, it was scary.
No, it wasn't that scary.
You looked a little uncomfortable.
Well, I mean,
it was a dark.
Give me a break.
It was a dark and rainy night on a road that's like all over the mountain.
One thing about me is I don't like driving at night. I'm like, no, it scares me. Like driving at night scares me. I try to avoid it at all times.
No, it's too
I'm
bad.
a sissy
Night
Lala.
happens like every night.
I'm a sissy Lala.
Oh.
No, especially when it's raining. When it's raining and it's nighttime, the visibility is like. Does anybody agree with me out there? Please tell me I'm not the only one.
I just am like a lifetime Pacific Northwest Canada snowboarding driver.
You have
I love that road.
Years and more experience
it's so funny
than I do with that.
What's so stupid about it is that like I actually kind of enjoy it. You know, like I enjoy that road I wish it was snowing. I wish it was just like.
I know, it's because you live your life from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just driving on like a normal, plain, boring road.
So boring.
That's so not like you.
No, there's no action in it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're like, if we're like going to one place, you're just like, what is the longest way we can get there? What's the most scenic, longest, crazy, gnarliest, up and down, windy roads we can take to get to our destination?
Oh man, you don't even know. That's a whole bunch of other podcasts.
Which is great.
For sure.
We're
still back to like.
This is a good thing.
We're getting off topic again.
I know, but this is a good thing because it's definitely something that like Oh, there's a fire.
We got a beach fire going on already midday.
Fun.
Hell yeah, fun. I wish they would have brought that over here.
Well, we can change location.
Maybe it's a tire or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways.
Anyway, this is good that like, you know, you and I hang out as much as we do.
Sure.
Because it definitely.
You don't mind going the long way.
No, of course I don't mind going the long way.
Yeah. Well, until it gets too sketchy, which. Anyways, back to what you thought you were going to be when you.
But then it changed all the time. I was just like, I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a NASCAR driver. I'm going to be.
Dude, at what age was NASCAR driver like truly on the table? That's awesome.
God, because we watched NASCAR when I was like 10.
Yeah.
10 years old.
You could be like the
So I'm
first
like,
12-year-old NASCAR
Hell
driver.
yeah, dude.
Sick. You'd
could
look
do
good in a
that.
NASCAR suit. I'm telling you.
Dude, we were talking about this the other day.
I know. What's
He
your
was
logo?
like, if I could find like a NASCAR suit that had like the Sprite logo on
This
it.
is it. This is
If anybody, just
sponsorship we're looking for. Sprite logo.
I freaked out. I was just
if
like,
you had a NASCAR shoot this color with the blingy Sprite on
if
it,
it was like a NASCAR like
you'd be.
Jumpsuit with the Sprite logo.
Nobody even cares if you're in last place,
I
first
would
place. You're
die
just like, that's just the shot of you getting out of the car. That's almost as good as the Canadian
like-
dump truck guy.
No, I don't even think you. I don't even think you understand. If I got that, that would be the best gift anyone could ever
Could you
give
shake
me.
your hair
That
as well
is-
as the Canadian dump truck guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Obvious. I mean, I don't have a mullet, so.
Well, no, but you know.
Could you imagine?
Although as a NASCAR driver, as one of the first female NASCAR drivers, you might want to get a mullet. Like,
Okay, comment down below
This
if
could-
Sarah should get a shag or a mullet.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
I can't wait till
What if,
Halloween
no.
next year.
What if I just
We're
got
going
my
so
hair
going
cut
hard on
like
this.
yours? What if I
That's
got?
what I'm saying. Let's go hard NASCAR. Let's get suits.
What if I just got the same exact haircut as you?
Then we could just work on our Australian accents and start a punk band.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, dude. We'll tour like we
Okay.
came from deep Brisbane. See what I wanted to be when I grew up was a fake Australian punk band.
That's what you wanted to be.
No, I just
Oh.
if I had thought of that, that'd be a good, sweet, a sweet occupation. Yeah, I
but-
swear.
Okay, so
We
as
could make a
I
living
was
like this.
getting much older than that, I'm pretty sure I wrote down in my journal somewhere. Like I was
NASCAR
talking-
driver.
No,
Oh.
older.
Oh, okay.
Older
okay,
than
okay.
that, like
Dang.
16.
Start getting adulting.
I know. I start getting all angsty and oh my god. I'm pretty sure I have it written down somewhere.
Yeah, when'd you get the lip ring?
I pierced my lip when I was 16. I
Yeah,
think.
emo quotient,
Yeah,
like
16.
1 out of 10.
I wasn't emo.
Oh, okay, no,
No,
just angsty.
I was angsty. I was angry at the world.
Nice, nice. So what did you want to be then?
I didn't want to be anything.
Yeah, there's the problem.
I wanted everybody to leave me alone.
Sure, totally. Yeah,
No, I wanted to be.
maybe a hermit. No.
I'm big fan of Pete Souza. He's like one of my favorite photographers.
Yep.
And so I was like, I want his job.
Damn.
I want to photograph the president.
You could be in there with Trump right now, just
And
following him around.
obviously,
Think how
after
horrible that'd be.
obviously after
What if you had to edit photos of Trump's ass all day?
obviously after Obama left office,
Oh,
that
the
dream
cute guy's
went
gone.
right
I'm
down
done.
the toilet.
I'm done with this one.
Went right
I
down
only
the
do cute presidents.
obviously.
Yeah, obviously,
Oh,
totally.
I miss Obama.
I
Anyway.
do, yeah.
So
no.
I was just like, I'm gonna be chief official White House photographer.
Damn.
That's going to be my
Whoa.
title. I'm going to do that.
Stri-
There's no fucking chance though. The amount of people that you have to know to get that job.
Man, they need a girl from
Woo.
Grand Junction, Colorado,
That's what I'm
in
saying.
that job.
Yeah, hit me up.
Hey, man.
Just
you
kidding.
know,
I don't want anywhere near that
bootstraps,
place.
right? Just bring yourself up from your bootstraps. Just
Nope.
step right in. Ah,
Nope.
it's a great idea.
That was a thing for a while.
I mean, that had to be go along with a little bit of wanting to be National Geographic. I think we discussed. You know,
Yeah.
did you ever want to shoot monkeys? You know,
No.
no.
Penguins, sure.
What penguins? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But photography is going to be like a whole nother episode.
Yeah, we
that-
shouldn't even go
'cause
down that road.
We
that
for
road's-
sure should talk about that.
Yeah.
But
I
as far
kinda-
as
and
like,
actually,
this
like-
is just we're talking about just jobs strictly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's not
Yeah.
really what I meant.
No.
I think we got off track there.
Yeah. So I have written. Okay, back to my story. I have written down in a journal somewhere
Okay.
about what I wanted my life to look like
That's
as
more
an
what
adult.
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always thought this is gonna sound so funny because it's not that far off from what is my reality.
Good job.
But
Nice.
I
It's cool that you wrote something
thought-
down in a journal. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always envisioned myself living in an apartment in a
Which you
big
do.
city
Which you do.
with a dog.
Which you don't.
I don't have a dog, sadly.
Ding, ding.
And then it would just be me. And I was a photographer, obviously. And I would just be like booking shoots all of the time. And I could just see myself leaving my apartment, walking down to like the farmer's market and getting fresh flowers every
Oh my
single
God,
day.
this is such a rom-com TV series.
I know.
I got this
really
going on right
is.
now.
And
And you're shooting wedding photos, of course, obviously.
Of course, obviously.
Man.
And I lived in this giant lofted apartment with like huge tall ceilings. I had
I mean,
my
you've
artwork
kinda
spread
done it.
everywhere.
The romanticism has worked out.
But then that always was set in like New York City, and then
well,
it kind of
course.
like it moved to Seattle, and I just thought I would live in a tiny little micro studio apartment in the
Is this when the
ID
adulting
for some reason.
Is this when reality started coming through? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would be living in like the International District in a tiny little micro studio apartment, pretty much doing the same thing that I'd be doing in New York, but just in Seattle.
mm-hmm.
And then once I actually moved here, that clearly did not happen. So that was fine. But as far as like the person that I wanted to be, I feel like if I were to talk to younger me now,
Yeah.
I feel like she'd be stoked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She'd be hella stoked for sure.
Yeah, I could see.
Because
especially
even if
just
I
thinking
just
of
told her
the
that
angsty
like
16-year-old you are very independent, so the kind of like the angsty 16-year-old got what she wanted.
yeah, even
Yeah.
if I were to just tell her, like hold her hand and be like, "Girl, you get out. You get out of Junction."
Yeah. Damn.
She would be fucking stoked. She'd be like, "I made it."
You could be your own
I
fun. You could be your
made
own fun
it!
auntie. You know, that's like fun auntie position where you get to come in and be like, yo, dude, you can do whatever you want.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you can piece out of whatever baloney you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a success, I'd say. You did become what you wanted to be.
I'm like success, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, this could get existential real quick, but just as long as like you don't make your goals completely unachievable, you're
For
good.
real. Okay, we're back to dirtbag van life low standards. I'm great though. That's awesome. That like none of your like life attainment goals actually surrounded about like becoming a millionaire.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
You have not once mentioned anything that was like kind of a materialistic thing. Actually, that's pretty cool.
No.
You made it this far into this discussion without being like, I need a mansion in Maui and a mansion in Hawaii.
Well, I mean,
Those are the same thing apparently. Solid whitey, never been there myself.
No, I feel like it's very cliche to say like, oh, I don't care what I do when I grow up. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And that
Yep.
can mean like 1,000,001 things,
Yeah,
but it's
totally.
like so very real. And I feel like everyone should live their life that way.
It's just so many times I feel like the pressures of society get in the way of just being able to be that, to like not put upon yourself the goals. I know that when I was younger, definitely like on the what did I want to be when I grew up. I feel like what I wanted to be when I grew up was definitely kind of sort of like, I don't want to say anybody on purpose prescribed it to me, but like societal pressure, just like, and also my kind of small worldview, I think. You know, this is like different eras of growing up too. Like I just didn't have a lot of experience with other stuff. So like, I didn't realize that you could be a professional photographer until kind of a lot later than I think you were already like in high school doing photos for people and whatever. And that's cool. Like not to make this whole job thing again, but like I think when I was younger, I thought like I think I had to be a civil engineer and build shit because I came from a family of civil engineers that build shit, you know? And I'm not stupid. I could get an engineering degree, but I switched to art school for various reasons, including snowboarding and skateboarding, and also, you know, and that's what that comes down to actually for realizing what I wanted to do with my life, which was maybe, you know, I'd definitely be more wealthy if I had become an engineer, but I definitely would have fucking went on way less adventures because I would have spent less of my life doing stupid adventures, you know, like stupid things like this. And so, you know, I kind of feel like I ended up in the place I want to be. I wish I would have written it down like you did though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Do you think you got the general like vibe though? Like, do you think if you were to talk to younger you, he'd be like stoked at where you are today?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Oh, I think younger me would be like, whoa, you're alive? What?
That's
Dude?
so real.
Seriously, man. Like younger me would be like, dude, you made it past like, oh, there's a whole concept of like, that's a whole nother discussion of like when you're young, like, what do you think is old and when do you think you're gonna be too old to be dead? I thought 21 was too old. I thought 25 was too old. I thought 28 was too old. I thought 29. I'm
Same.
still 29, so I don't know. You know, it just continues. So, but yeah, I got to read that question again. Or what was my sub question? My sub question is, oh, do you think you're an adult?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I think, put it this way. I remember I was lucky enough that when I was trying to go to college to be smart engineer guy, my parents were cool enough and smart enough to sit me aside and be like, you sure you want to do this? They're like literally they were like, let's get some coffee. And they're like, you sure you want to do this? And then I was like, what do you mean? I have a choice? Like literally it was a moment that like, it was kind of this like little bit of approval where I was like, oh, I have a choice. I can just totally fuck off and go do whatever I want.
Yeah, you're really, really lucky.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have to give them a little thanks for that for sure, because
For sure.
it was one little kick in the pants to be like, yo, you should just go chase a stupid dream. And then I continued to chase a bunch of stupid dreams, which, you know,
Hell yeah.
worked out okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got a lot of good stories.
You got so many good stories.
That's what it comes down to. Like, it's the same. And I think younger, also, here's another one that for me, actually, when I was super young, and I think this is one thing I realized about who I wanted to be when I grew up. Both of my grandfathers, who I loved a lot, were just super fun, just hilarious dudes, passed away young, you know, like right when they had retired, when they were like, oh, we're retired, we bought a Winnebago, we're gonna like tour the country. They both like clocked it, right? Like after that.
Yeah.
And so that happened when I was like kind of a teenager. And so by the time I was like a late teenager, early 20s, I was like, fuck that shit. I just want to be retired like right now.
Yeah.
I want to be like, and I remember being I don't know if I wrote this down anywhere. I probably did because I took all kinds of notebooky stuff, not that I could find it like some people I know. But, you know, my goal was permanently semi-retired. You know, of course I have to work because I'm not a trust fund kid. I gotta buy food and stuff like that. But I remember very early on, I was like, yeah, dude, I just want to be like permanently semi-retired. I'll like work and snowboard and then work and then skateboard and work and go on camping trips. You know what I mean? Just like mix it up as much as possible right from the start. So that like by the time I get to actual retirement time, I'll be like, dude, I did so much shit. Like, of course I'm gonna do more now, but like, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you and your life and just you as a person is like the epitome of like, do it for the plot.
Yeah, totally. And I still love that. You know, that's a new, like I hadn't heard anybody like say that, like the do it for the plot kind of like attitude until I think very recently. And I remember when someone said that to me and I was just like, that's a, yes.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, like 100%. And it was just great because I just hadn't really like, I didn't think of that, but somebody said it to me, maybe about me. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I think I am pretty much who I wanted to be when I grew up.
Same.
Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a skateboarder. I am still a skateboarder.
Yeah.
When I wanted to be a little kid, when I wanted to be a little kid. See, I still want to be. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a snowboarder, and I wanted to like go on worldwide, international snowboard trip destinations, like to beautiful
Japan.
Canada. Oh well, Japan, yeah, anywhere. But yeah, so I feel like it's worked out. I'm pretty lucky about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's another question for you. Are we lucky about that, or did we actually just do that? Like you had somehow in your life you decided that you had the freedom to do that, and you did it. So I don't think it's lucky.
I feel like we're lucky in other
I think it's
aspects
resourceful,
of that.
maybe.
I mean, we're lucky considering that like we do we had the choice, we had the support, and we had the resources
Yeah, for
to
sure.
to make those decisions.
But I don't think either of us had like a crazy amount of resources.
No.
So I think that comes back. I think we talked about this in one of the van life talks about resourcefulness.
Yeah.
And you know, what is it? What do they always say? Like, you know, necessity is the mother of invention. You know, like you had to like leave Grand Junction, Colorado, so you got a job at Starbucks, so you could transfer that job, so you could get that van. So you know what I mean? You took steps.
Yeah.
You took resourceful steps that got you to this place, even though like as you were taking each of those steps, you weren't probably consciously like, oh, this is the.
No, but
You know.
I'm thinking of it more so like I had I always think how different my life would be if I had parents who wanted nothing more than for me to go to college and nothing more for me to like become a doctor or nothing
Yeah.
more than like me to get
I mean-
married, have kids, and like do life the right way. I was so
Yeah.
lucky that I was brought
Right.
up with parents who did not force that kind of living upon me.
That's very true.
And
it's funny because like, see, I felt like I think I put that internal pressure upon myself. Like I had the college thing and everything. You know, my parents wanted me to go to college. They're like, yeah, you should be.
not that there's anything wrong with that.
No,
you
there's
know?
both are okay, but that pressure to have the normal life.
Yeah.
The
Well, my
successful
parents
life.
highly instilled in me from a very young age, like the power to think for yourself.
Yeah.
That was like a huge thing that they taught us when we were kids. Of like, you know,
It's kind of cool because like, you know, it's cool that you say your parents taught you that, and like, and that is a very important thing. Can you think of an example of when you were a young child of like your parents like kind of instilling you that, hey, you choose, you know, you go figure that out or whatever?
I mean, no, nothing.
I know I have
Nothing explicit.
I have an
no.
explicit one because I was we moved from Portland to out in the woods, and then the school there was just like rough, dude. I was like bullying and just like not rad, not happy, didn't like my teacher. And then I got sent to like what they call hippie school for a year or two, whatever. But hippie school was just like straight like, yeah, personal responsibility. Like, you'd go to school and you literally had a bucket of like your assignments or whatever you had to do, but you could do them whenever the hell you wanted. It was a fun day. You went out and played in the woods, and like, and all, yeah, hippie school was also just like learn what's in the woods, like learn what you can. It was all that
Yeah.
stuff, but like,
But I
was
feel
good
like
for
it
instilling
was
that.
more so like my parents taught me to like question authority,
yeah,
like big
Yeah.
time. They were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, if you don't feel right about something, or even if you're just curious about something, like always ask. Don't just think that you have to.
I was just thinking the multiple times I've seen your mom on FaceTime, she's always wearing some punk ass t-shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of rad. So yeah, good job.
Yeah. That's just
Good job.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
my parents are rad.
That's funny. That's great that you know, you can trace it back. This has been a fun question actually, because it didn't really go where I thought it would go, but like it's actually fun how to vocalize the fact that, you know, I think both of us kind of have made it to somewhere we're actually fairly happy with. Which,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I would also like to tell you about the multiple houses in Maui and Tahoe, but you know,
Hey, life's not over
We are
yet.
working on an even better van down by the river at this moment. So, you know, like I'm perfectly happy with that, and there's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of good that comes from that. So, you
Yeah.
know, it's a fun question.
Yeah.
Got any other thoughts on that, or are we feeling like good? It is starting to rain a little harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
We do have your camera and my camera and
My
your Sprite
camera's-
can standing out here in the rain.
Yeah, maybe we should move our equipment somewhere.
Has this been a solid podcast in the rain?
Yeah, I
You
think
gonna-
we
you're
can.
gonna knock
Oh,
on me
look at
here?
the little seal
Oh,
buddies.
what? Little seal you. Oh, hey, yeah.
You can't see them.
No,
on the
you gotta
camera.
you should go camera angle that. You should go chase them. Go get the seals for
Okay,
the
hang
last
on.
shot.
Okay.
Hey, wait. This has been.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Let's do something stupid.
Thanks
Had to
for
get a
listening,
comeback
guys.
after getting hung up on that one.
Sorry.
She's gonna try and go get
yeah,
the
I'm
camera
gonna-
now
I'm
and get
gonna
the
show you
seal
guys
because
the
we got a
seals,
seal.
like
He's
we
looking at
got
us. He's one of our dude. I already got him on Spotify, man. There he goes. He's gonna pop up right over there again. He's going that way.
Okay, wait.
Ooh, get the ferry boat.
Hang on.
It is really starting to rain though now.
Oh my god.
It's been another great episode.
Kind of
of
slippery out
Let's
here,
do
yo.
something stupid. Hey Sarah, can I get a hell yeah?
Oh hell yeah.
We're talking about all
This
the
is dangerous.
clips we need.
This is a risky business.
I need a solid Sarah hell yeah. Ooh, Sarah, ferry boat in the background. Look this way. Nice. Yeah, it's raining now. Outdoor podcasts come with risks, you know? Give me a hell yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. That's also a good idea. Did you stop your recording? Okay. Let's do something stupid. Canada edition. Signing off. Let's just hit the red one once, right?